Hey everybody, welcome back to the OAG RC. I am getting started on the paint for the frog today. Now I've got the body out, it's currently drying, I've given it a good wash, score and snap. We're going to go with a bit of a mix of fluorescent green and fluorescent pink. For that sort of 80s vibe of awesomeness, really. I'm thinking the stripe down the side will be the fluorescent pink, and then the fluorescent green will go on the roof and on the side ends of the spoiler. So it will be pink on the bottom and then green on the top. And then I'm going to hit it with white throughout, and then I'm going to use, for the first time, I'm going to stick some flat clear over the body at the end, try and help protect some of the decals over time. And if it works, I shall repeat that process going forward. What other little surprises have I got? Well, that is ready for a rally shell that I'm going to do for a rally build later this year. I saw them in stock and I couldn't resist. I love the Lancia Evolution, and it's something different. I know that Tamiya's got one of these coming out on the TTO2 chassis, but mine's not going on a TTO2 chassis. I'll leave you guys to wonder what it might be going on. But for now, let's get back to the frog, and I'm going to wait for this to dry. I'm going to start hitting it with some, well, I'm going to mask it off. Then I'm going to start hitting it with some paints. I'm going to try painting these on rather than spraying them, because I've got to do the side stripes and then I've got to get in there and paint the back bit black. So I'm going to try painting it on with a brush rather than spraying it on, and then I'll spray the white at the end. So we'll see how we get on. I will keep you posted. So I'm having a bit of a problem this evening. Foolishly, I decided to try and paint on my Tamiya TS paint, PS paint, which clearly is a mistake because it doesn't paint on particularly well. I am debating whether I persevere in the hope that those sections that are starting to fill in nicely carry on filling in nicely, or whether I abandon it and bust out the painkiller and see if I can fix it. Wish me luck. The cat is hoping that I'll sort it out. Right, Operation Frog Rescue is underway. I had made a right mess of this, trying to paint on ridiculously. I know you're going to think I'm mad. Paint on. I tried to paint on that neon fluorescent pink, and it just went so wrong. So I whipped it all off. I left the paint on that I'd done. I taped it back up and put some new lines in, and I've decided to colour in those top little bits there. So we'll see how that looks once it's all off. So I've redone that. Once the paint's dry, I'm going to take the masking off, go around with a little bit of Carson painkiller and just tidy up the lines if they need tidying up. And then I'm going to mask off the windows at the top, and I'm going to spray the rest of the body black. So the black's going to go against that neon pink. And we've just started doing the green on the rear wing that's going to sit up there. So that's going to look pretty cool as well. But that wing's also going to be black with just a hint of green. But I'll show you that in a little bit. There's the rear wing. So the next job is I'm just going to go around and tidy up those edges, and then mask off the windows and put black, that PS5 under there, on the rest of the body to set against that neon. Masked up the windows, but I've had a Carson painkiller massive problem. So I had a bit of an overrun here in the corner, and I put a bit of the painkiller on, and it's all gone cloudy, which is not great. And I also tried on the back, and the same thing's happened here. So whether that's just me not being able to use, from a distance, it doesn't look too bad. But you get up close and it looks a bloody mess. Now, whether that's because I don't know how to use the painkiller properly, given that I'm still learning most of the hobby, you know, I probably haven't used it properly. Maybe I didn't use enough. Maybe I tried to rub it off too quickly. I don't know. It's just not worked. So I'm not going to lose too much sleep over it because I'm going to paint it black anyway. And do you know what? It's just character. Let's call it weathering. How about that? It's got a bit of weathering, right? So the next thing I'm going to do is I've matched up the windows. So I'm now going to hit it with black. What should happen is all of the black bars on the top that are normally stickers should all fill in, with the exception of that tiny little bit there, which I'm going to cut off in a minute. So it should all fill in around black. And then, once we've got a couple of coats of black on it, I'm going to back the whole thing in silver. And then we should be ready to start putting the decals on. And for those of you who are really clever, you'll have spotted these sitting over here. So I was looking for some tyres to upgrade the Midnight Pumpkin, and I found these Tamiya Monster Spike tyres, and I also got the black wheels off the off the Lunchbox Black Edition, and the spikes should give the car more traction on my off-road track. So we're going to give those a bash at some point, you know, not today. I also managed to get a few additional little hop-ups for the Midnight Pumpkin, one of which was this awesome servo saver and steering arms, all in alloy. So I thought that was pretty groovy, given that I broke the ones on the Lunchbox around the track, unfortunately. And I've also got a super stock BC motor to try putting in it and see if that gives it a bit more grunt around the Orchard Raceway. So that is going to be happening probably later this year. I shall get those upgrades on the pumpkin and we'll see what it looks like when it's finished. But back to the paint job. Right guys, painting is all done. I've never done this live before, but we're going to peel off. I mean, I'm not best pleased about this back here. Bit of the white ran, I didn't spot it, but on the whole, they're okay. Even the bit where I put the painkiller on's worked out not too bad. I mean, it's not the best paint job I've ever done, but I love the colours, which is awesome. So let's see if I can just peel back the covers on these a little bit, and we'll see if they really are how I want them. There we go, we're into this one here. You couldn't see any of that, could you? Sorry. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, not the best paint job, but colours are pretty cool, aren't they? The paint ran on the outside there. I think what I was most impressed of with this is what a mess I'd made of it, and how well I think I recovered it, because I thought I'd well and truly messed this up when I was painting that paint on at the start. And turns out, in the end, it hasn't gone too badly. Oh, here we go, we're in here. Nothing more satisfying than pulling off the plastic on the outside of your body. Look at that. Really pleased with the way that's turned out. The windows could have been a bit neater, but I'm not going back and redoing those because that painkiller was stressful and I am not in the mood for risking any of that now. There we go. Now that is going to be one bright frog. So that's going to sit on the back of there. It's going to look something like that. Crikey. You see, I could have done with an extra coat of pink, I think, on the back there. You see that? Bled through a little bit, but the side of there is not too bad. We've got a bit on the outside there, that's a shame. But hey, from a distance it looks cool, and that's all that matters to me. Let's get some decals on it next. There we have it. In all of its, well, sort of glory, my completed frog. Now, it didn't go completely as planned. As you well know, the colour choices that I went for were somewhat less than ideal. For some reason, I can't quite get the body past that bit at the front there, which is annoying because it's not sitting straight. But looks pretty good, doesn't it? We used some of the extra decals on the back, those little frog windows. They were fun. I love it. Love the way that's turned out. It's very different. It's very unique. And I can't wait to drive it. Now, we did have it out a little bit out on the drive earlier, and I must say, I quite like the way it handles. The next thing is to see whereabouts this finishes on the Orchard Raceway. And that is our next mission. Big thank you to Peter at CW01 Creations for gifting me this for my birthday. Peter, it's just great. It's a great build. I thoroughly enjoyed doing the paintwork. You know, inspiration took over. I was a bit worried to start with that I'd gone wrong here, but the end result is spot on. I'll try not to barrel roll it first time out on the track. But I enjoyed the chassis build. I've enjoyed everything about it. All that's left for me to do is to thank you all for watching. I'm going to go and tidy up a few bits like that and work out what I'm going to do with the wire at the side. But thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with me. And I will see you all very soon on the OAG RC. Until then, whatever you do, make sure you have fun. Bye, everyone.